Have you ever found yourself lying in bed, exhausted, ready to sleep, but your mind just won't switch off? It replays conversations, rehashes mistakes, imagines worst case scenarios, and suddenly decides now is the perfect time to solve every problem in your life. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone, and more importantly, there's actually nothing wrong with you. Now, my name's Cardwell, I'm a psychodynamic counsellor, a therapist, and this is a short video on why your mind races at night. There are very real psychological and physiological reasons why your mind becomes so active at night. And in this video, we're going to break down why this happens, what your brain is actually trying to do, and more importantly, what you can do about it. I'm going to give you 6 strategies or 6 tips that are going to help you to calm your mind down. So let's begin with the big question. Why does your mind race more at night? So during the day, your brain is busy processing external input, work, conversations, notifications, tasks. Your attention is constantly directed outwards. But at night, when everything suddenly goes quiet, there's a space. And your brain doesn't interpret that space as time to relax, it interprets it as finally time to process everything we've been avoiding. And this is your mind trying to catch up. Now, reason number 1 is because we have unprocessed thoughts and emotions. So throughout the day, you push things aside to function, stressful emails, awkward interactions, worries about the future. You don't fully process them, you postpone them. And at night, your brain reopens those tabs. This is actually a healthy function. Your mind is trying to make sense of your experiences and regulate your emotions. The problem is, bedtime is not an ideal time for problem solving. Now, reason number 2 is lack of cognitive distractions. So what does that mean? During the day, your attention is occupied. At night, there's nothing competing for that attention. No noise, no demands. So your internal world becomes much louder. Think of it like this. Your thoughts aren't necessarily more intense at night, they're just more noticeable. Now, reason number 3 is hyperarousal and stress. If your central nervous system is in a state of alertness, what we might call fight or flight, your body isn't ready for sleep. Even if you feel tired, your brain is scanning for threats, replaying scenarios, trying to regain control. Now, this can come from chronic stress, anxiety, or even subtle pressures that don't consciously register during the day. Now, the 4th reason that your mind races at night is sleep pressure versus mental stimulation. So I'll explain that to you. Your body might be tired, but your mind can still be stimulated, especially if your evening routine includes things like scrolling, intense TV shows, or work-related tasks. Your brain doesn't have a clear signal that it's time to power down. Now, we understand the why, so let's talk about what you can actually do to help your mind switch off. Because trying to force your thoughts to stop rarely works. In fact, the more you try to suppress thoughts, the stronger they often become. So let's look at 6 tips or 6 strategies that you can think about embracing that are going to help you prepare for sleep, to calm you down, so that your mind will be much calmer and not go to that mode of racing when you want to sleep. So instead of waiting for your brain to unload at night, give it a dedicated space earlier. Set aside 10, 15 minutes in the late afternoon, probably better early evening, and write down everything that's on your mind: concerns, tasks, unresolved thoughts. This signals to your brain, I've acknowledged this, you're not ignoring it, you're not leaving it there to loop around, I'll come back to it. Now you're less likely to be ambushed by it later. Strategy 2. Create a mental off-ramp before bed. Okay, so you need a transition between your busy day and sleep. Now this could be journaling, reading something calming, or doing a simple reflective practice. Ask yourself, what went well today? What can wait until tomorrow? This helps your brain close the loop of information that's spinning round, that's not really acknowledged, and that helps that to be released. By acknowledging it, by questioning it, it breaks that cycle and it frees it up. The third tip, the third strategy if you like, do not fight your thoughts. Change your relationship with them. Instead of trying to stop thinking, try observing your thoughts without engaging with them. You might imagine them like clouds passing in the sky, or label them gently. Planning thought, worry thought, memory. What this does by labelling's a very healthy, powerful tool, it creates distance. It creates distance between the thought, the cognition, and that allows a relaxation in the brain through that distance. Your thoughts lose some of their intensity when you stop treating them as urgent problems to solve. The fourth tip is get out of bed if your mind is racing. If you've been lying there for a while, getting more frustrated, staying in bed can actually reinforce the problem. Get up, go somewhere dimly lit and do something calming. This helps your brain reconnect. The bed is for sleep, not for laying there overthinking. So if you're lying in bed overthinking, your brain creates a connection with lying in bed overthinking rather than lying in bed sleeping. So get out of bed and wait till you're tired and then get back into bed and try the process again. Now, strategy 5 is to learn to regulate your nervous system. Okay, so again, what does that mean? Your mind will not switch off if your body feels unsafe or alert, that fight or flight we talk about. Simple techniques can help. Think about slow, controlled breath work, progressive muscle relaxation, or gentle stretching. These send signals to your brain that it's okay to relax. If you're in fight or flight, genuine fight or flight, where there's a need to be in fight or flight, your breathing will be fast and unregulated, your muscles will be tensed, and you'll shrink up in that tension. So if you do the opposite of that with breath work, with progressive muscle relaxation and gentle stretching, that sends signals to your brain that it's okay to relax, and the physiological state of the body will reinforce that relaxed thinking. Now, the sixth strategy is, I find this with my clients, definitely the biggest problem. And that is to reduce late night stimulation. So what that means is you should be really careful about what your mind consumes in the evening. High intensity content, work emails, planning work, doing work, or endless scrolling can keep your brain activated. More obviously, these days, endless scrolling is the biggest problem. So, try creating a buffer zone of at least 30 to 60 minutes before bed Where things become quieter, things become slower. And here's something important to remember. Your mind racing at night is not a failure. It's not a flaw. It's your brain doing its job just at the wrong time. So the goal isn't to eliminate thoughts completely. It's to create the right conditions so your mind doesn't feel the need to process everything the moment your head hits the pillow. So if this is something you struggle with regularly, start small. Pick one or two of the strategies and try them consistently. Set low bars and just do something, because something is better than nothing. Set those low bars and keep doing them consistently. Remember, change doesn't happen overnight, but your brain can learn new rhythms, new patterns that become new habits. So if you found this helpful, make sure you like the video. It really helps more people to find the content, and subscribe to the channel. I'll get more evidence-based mental health insight out to you. But importantly, it's important that this help gets out there. So do whatever you can to help promote these videos to help other people. And if this resonates with you, feel free to share your experience in the comments. You're definitely not the only one dealing with this big problem in the 21st century. So thanks for watching, and I'll be back with another video, and I will see you then.